Raccoons!
Hi!
Welcome to Reality TV Cringe, where we serve up all the trash that is fit to eat.
Yes, girl.
We are here to talk about Sister Wives, season 18, episode 4. We just reacted to it.
We did.
If you want to see the reaction and us essentially losing our minds because Cody Brown is an idiot.
He's an asshole.
All you have to do is go to patreon.com/reality TV cringe. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But we watched it together just now.
Yes, we did.
And then I did a little sleuthing online to look a couple of things up because I had my questions.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get started. Before we do, we just want to warn you, hide your wife, hide your kids. This is an inappropriate podcast.
Hella
we are
inappropriate.
likely to offend you if you're sensitive. So if you're sensitive, you might want to get out of this dumpster because it's a dumpster for a reason.
Yes.
Okay.
We also have an Instagram at Reality TV Cringe and Patreon, which we just mentioned, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe. There's so much bonus content up on there.
We are reviewing John and Kate plus 8. We are reviewing the older seasons of Plathville. We are reviewing Gypsy Sisters,
Oh my God.
which is an
Such a
absolute
trashy-
trash part and fantastic.
I
There
love
is
it.
so much content. So if you're into it, check it out and come and join us in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into Sister Wives season 18, episode 4, A Deal with the Devil.
The devil.
Before we talk about the particulars of this episode, I have a question for you.
Okay.
That question is, are the producers trying to run some interference for Cody, trying to do a big PR thing for Cody and Robin? Do you think they're trying to help Cody and Robin with all the footage that we're seeing in their house and at holidays? Or do you think that they are shading Cody and Robin?
Oh, I think they're shading them for the most part. I think the only PR stuff that we're seeing is probably by Cody and Robin's design. Like with Cody's friend Nathan. Like I think he was only on there because Cody wanted him not to be on there.
Yes.
And wanted him to kind of back him up as a divorced polygamist man.
Right.
But that's it. I think TLC knows what they're doing.
Okay,
I think they know
because
what they're doing.
There was so much footage this time of Robin and
Yeah.
Cody and Crepes
I know.
and Ari and Saul, and God bless them, they're just kids, but I could care less.
Nobody
honey.
cares about them.
I do not want to see anything about their family. I want to see the breakdown of all of the families.
Yeah.
I want it to be pointed. I want it to be directed. And I'm like, are the producers actually believing this bullshit
I
from
don't
Cody
think
and
so.
Robin?
I think it's probably just filler because they got to save all of the juicy stuff. I mean, they have like 6 or 7 more episodes at least full of an hour that they have to fucking fill. So of course they're going to have Crepe stuff in there and they're going to have Ari and Saul in there, which
why?
nobody needs. Like it's just filler.
It was just infuriating. I'm like, get to the point. More about
know.
Gabe, more about Garrison, more about
Right.
Janelle and Christine and the issues at hand. That's what we care about. I don't care about his fucking burrito crepe. Jesus
know,
Christ.
my God.
The other thing I wanted to ask you was based on something I was watching on the YouTube channel Red Lipstick Reality TV. She made this observation about how Leon and Gwen are nowhere to be found during the holidays. And she was like, it's just sitting on my spirit.
Yeah.
It's kind of hurting my feelings that the LGBTQ2 plus IA, sorry, I'm old, but like
Well.
that the gay kids, that the trans kids are not actually anywhere to be found, because there was something that came out from Without a Crystal Ball recently in which she talked about how Cody and Robin are currently attempting to get back into the good graces of their church.
Huh.
And that one of the things that they're doing in order to get back into the good graces is they are declaring that they are against LGBTQIA.
Wow.
They've taken a very strong position that they don't believe in it. They think it's wrong. Maybe
Wow.
that's why they don't want Gwen around and Leon. And I'm just like, can that possibly be?
But why wouldn't Gwen be hanging out with her mom though?
Gwen is in Flagstaff, right?
Is she?
Well, I think at the time of this footage, Christmas 2021, I think Gwen is in Flagstaff.
Oh, but maybe she didn't go because Peyton was there.
Maybe because of Peyton.
Which is stupid. I mean, but whatever. If
Well-
you have family feuds, like I get it, but it's like I'm the kind of person that I'm like, well, but it's Christmas though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
People can
it was
change.
Peyton. I don't think Christine has any problem.
No, yeah.
I don't think Mary has any problem. I think if anybody has a problem, and then there have been articles that have been coming out that Robin and Cody don't believe in Leon's transition. So I'm wondering why the gay kids and the trans kids aren't there for the holiday. It makes me really sad.
That makes me really sad too, but it probably is because of Cody and Robin then, which is fucked up.
It's really fucked up. God, that makes me hate them even more.
They're so hateable.
Okay, let's get into this episode. We start kind of where we left off last week. Janelle and Cody have just had this big ass fight. We've got Janelle filming herself really close to her face.
I know. I'm like, why?
You can
You
pull
don't
it
need
back.
to have the phone like this.
Right.
It's crazy.
Get one of those little selfie sticks, babe. And just a little distance would be
Yeah.
nice. But she is talking about how she is shit out of luck. She's 50 years old. She can't believe that she was so stupid to not set aside a nest egg for herself or make sure that she would be taken care of, that she totally bought in hook, line, and sinker to everything Cody ever said about what they were doing as a family. And now here she has absolutely nothing. And she's crying. She's also talking about how Cody has been mean. And it wasn't just this sit down argument that they had last week, but apparently he had a conversation with her before, like a few days before. He was in his car and he was demanding that she choose between him and her kids. And she's like, I don't know who this guy is.
So fucking wild. And we thought about this last season. We talked about what Janelle's last straw would be. And we knew, like the fake psychics that we are, that it would be her kids.
Yes.
And it was.
For any mother, it would be.
Yes. And because to hear her say that he asked her to choose between him and her kids is fucking bonkers to me.
It's nuts.
I just don't get like the amount of delusion that Cody Brown has in his fucking mind right now to even think that that would be a question he could ask Janelle out of all of them. Like Janelle's always been, her kids are her life.
Ride or die for her kids.
Same with Christine and Mary.
Too, yes.
But like Janelle has always been, it's always her kids.
Well, he's asking that question in particular. He's giving her that ultimatum in particular because he knows how she will choose.
Right.
And she will choose her children. And that gives him the out that he's really looking for. Because later in this episode, when he's talking to Nathan, the expert on polygamy, he talks about how he's actually relieved every time a wife leaves.
Yeah.
Because he's been pulling this scam over on them, saying that they're not loyal, that they're not sticking up for him, they're not following his COVID rules, and making it really effing hard for them to be in a relationship with him. By the time they actually leave, he's like, finally, God, that took a long time. Why didn't you leave sooner? I'm relieved that you're gone.
So fucking wild. But then in the same breath is like, I never wanted this. I fought for my family to be together. I fought for all of this. No, you didn't, dude. You've been waiting for this to happen. And even Janelle says in this little filmed up Zoom thing, she's like, I feel like he's just saying all of this stuff just to push me away. And it's true.
It's absolutely true. And it's really sad.
Yeah.
And it's really obvious. And I'm still so flabbergasted, Beatrice, that they think that they are pulling one over on us. Like that we're actually buying everything that they're saying about how Janelle's not loyal. She is the most loyal wife that he's ever had, including with Robin, because Robin takes her opportunities to throw him under the bus.
She totally
does.
You know
who really never did, though, was Janelle.
Yep. Janelle's always backed him up.
With Janelle now speaking out about Cody having favorites, how he's making these demands, giving her these ultimatums, I find her to be very trustworthy.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't be saying it unless it was true.
Yep.
She had his back forever.
Yep. And then he fucking crossed the line when he pitted her against her and her kids. Like, that's just so crazy, dude. And he did it on purpose because he's like, just leave. Now he can say, oh, well, Janelle's wanting to leave. It's like, you pushed her away. You pushed her away at every fucking opportunity and you fucking financially neglected her. And so now she's 50 and crying about it on national television, rightfully so, because she has nothing to her name. When last episode you were just saying she's got the same assets as everybody else.
Right. Remember
so
when Christine
delusional.
called him a coward?
Yeah.
This is him being a coward.
Totally.
Not owning the fact that he wants to get out of these relationships, that he would prefer to be monogamous, not just calling a thing and telling these wives the truth, instead stringing them along and abusing them emotionally and financially. This is abuse, what's happening to Janelle.
Yes.
This is the coward's way out. That's exactly what he is. He's a freaking coward.
Fucking coward and an asshole.
Totally. From there, we go to Salt Lake City. We see Christine. She's hanging out with her kids.
Yeah.
It's a really wonderful time. She says, I'm just really happy that I don't have to be over there in Flagstaff having a family Christmas with Cody, Robin, and their kids.
That was kind of big. She was like, I'm kind of glad that we're doing Christmas separate this year. I'm like, dang, really?
Yeah, but she just couldn't be happier, and I'm living for it.
Yeah.
And it's like when they sat down at Salsa Brava, and Cody said something like, she's just trying to pretend that she's living her best life. No, she's not pretending. And this footage from this holiday shows that she's so much better off than she was when she was with you.
100%.
Then we bounce over to Robin and Cody's place. It's Christmas Eve, and Mary has brought some lasagna dish. And I'm thinking to myself, and we talked about this in the reaction, again, patreon.com if you want to watch it. I'm thinking to myself, last week, wasn't Mary talking about how she hosts Christmas Eve? Wasn't she asking the question, well, should I invite Janelle? Should I invite all the kids, everybody at the Airbnb over to my place? And Robin said, I'm too scared.
It's scary.
It's not a safe space for my kids. And so Mary then decided not to invite them. And then the next thing we know, she doesn't even get to have Christmas Eve at her house. We're at Robin and Cody's, and Mary is there again, third wheeling it, side piecing it. And it's sad.
It's so fucking sad and so fucking awkward because even Cody and Robin are like, we have to tone down our romantic tension between us.
Come on.
For Mary's sake. And it's just like, it puts a lot on us.
So what would it look like if they weren't toning down their romantic tension? Would you just be dry humping next to the Christmas tree in front of all your kids? I mean, you guys are in your 40s and your 50s. You've been married for over a decade.
Right.
What kind of romantic mother effing tension are you talking about, you disgusting person? I can't stand him. I can't stand him. Poor Mary. And Mary's like, yeah, they really don't do a good job.
No, they don't.
Of hiding their affection for each other.
Well, she says, in regards to Cody, she's like, I can tell with Cody because Robin's like, I'm trying to be really considerate of Mary and her feelings. So I'm really trying to like be conscious and not show a lot of affection. But Mary's like, no, I see it. It's fine. Yeah. But Mary's also feeling terrible because it's not like she has her kid there. She doesn't have any of the OG kids. You know, I don't mean to say that in a mean way because
yes, you do.
Robin's kids are technically OG.
They're not OG kids.
But they're not OG
and they
kids.
don't want to be a part of the other family.
They don't care to be a part of the other family. They're all just on their fucking phones and like not actually interacting. And Mary's just in the background with her fucking weird lasagna with bow tie noodles. And it's just so fucking sad. And
then we get to the Dickens village. The Charles Dickens village.
Yeah.
Which apparently Cody really likes. A Christmas Carol, the story by Charles Dickens.
By Charles Dickens, yeah.
Is it Charles Dickens?
I don't know.
I think it's Charles Dickens, right? Am I getting that wrong? I would be really stupid if I got that wrong. I think it's Charles Dickens. But anyway, after we reacted, I took a moment to look up how much each piece in a Dickens or a Dickensian village.
Is it expensive?
How much it is. It's at the very lowest. It's like $79 per piece. And on average, it's like $175 to over $200 for just one of the structures. And she had an entire island filled of the Dickens village. And then she had some of the Dickens village in the background too, with those paintings that TikTok girl talked about last week.
That I posted on IG.
And all of her figurines. She's got so many Dickensian village pieces. She's got thousands of dollars into the Dickens village.
Wow. That's ridiculous. Maybe that's why she doesn't want people in her fucking house because she's got all these nice fucking things. Meanwhile, Janelle is in her dorm room apartment making fucking lasagna with her kids.
Crappy looking lasagna
in her tiny
with
little kitchen.
Pasta sauce from a bottle. I was making lasagna this weekend and I worked for like 2 or 3 hours to make my lasagna.
And
I
you
take
didn't
a lot
give
of
me
pride in it. I have some for you right now if you would like some, but you say it always makes you poop.
No, I mean, yeah.
But you can have as much as you want. But it was a pitiful lasagna for those of us who make lasagna. I felt really bad because Gabe was with her helping and he's just encouraging her. And she doesn't like to cook anyway.
No.
But she's doing her very best with what little she has to put together a nice Christmas for her family. Meanwhile, over at the McMansion,
they have a fucking feast.
And if you haven't seen that TikTok, I know you put it up on our Instagram of that chick who was talking about the value of the paintings just in the hallway that they show.
Yes.
On the show, like many, many thousands of dollars worth of art in that little hallway. You got to go watch it.
Oh, for sure. And we don't know if they're prints of these artists' paintings or if they're original, but regardless, if they're prints or they're original, they're still fucking expensive. And she's got them all over fucking house. And I'm sure she's got a bunch in their bedroom and all the bedrooms.
And remember those angel wing amethyst?
Yeah.
Huge tower of amethyst? That's like thousands of dollars just for that. So like the amount of money that they have in this house is probably why she doesn't want the cameras in there. Because when you get a sense of the disparity between how they're living, and when we get to Christmas, it's even crazier.
Girl.
It's even, and I also looked that shit up too. But the disparity between how they're living and how Janelle is living is crazy. It's sad. And I'm like, do you guys not even understand the kind of spectacle that you're making and how this is going to come across to the rest of the family?
No, they don't. Maybe that's why there's all those boxes at the bottom level of the house. Maybe it's all of her other nice things that she's fucking packing up and hiding. Maybe she's not actually a hoarder. Maybe she's just hiding all of her wealth that she's stolen from all of the wives.
So sad.
It's pathetic.
So sad. Okay, so in the next segment, it's actually Christmas Day. We have Mary driving over to Cody and Robin's and saying something like her and Robin are the only two people trying to keep the family together. Meanwhile, across town, the families are meeting in the Airbnb and having a great fucking Christmas, and they're trying to keep it together. But Mary, what are you thinking?
What are you thinking? She's like, I don't know what is going on in her mind. Like maybe she's thinking that by being buddy with Robin, that maybe she'll get into some kind of good graces with Cody. I don't know, but it's like really crazy because it's like, how can't you not see the mistreatment of Christine and Janelle and the reasons why they left and then say, oh, it's only you and Robin who are trying to keep the family together?
I don't know.
With what family? Robin's family?
I don't know.
It's wild.
I just don't understand. Janelle is spending the day with her kids at the Airbnb. It's a very quiet Christmas. She's giving them gift cards. I'm sure she's giving them as much as she can afford to give them. But they are saying that it's actually a really pleasant and joyful Christmas. And even the kids are saying, yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be pretty sad because we've fallen out with our father and our other family. But as it turns out, it was pretty great. Just us.
That speaks a lot. That speaks volumes to how it actually feels to be around Cody and Robin and their energy and how shitty they actually are.
And I don't know if it was Christine or if it was Janelle, but one of them actually said that, you know, he was gone for so long and I actually realized that that was okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm kind of relieved when he's not around. Actually, my family gets on better when he's not here. So now this is kind of a moment that crystallizes it for the children too. Like, yeah, I don't need my dad to be here.
That's pretty crazy. Was it Janelle that said that? Maybe it was Janelle. I can't remember.
I think both Christine and Janelle have shared a sentiment like that. I don't recall who it was exactly though.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, over at Robin and Cody's house, Mary is just kind of in the background when the kids wake up to come out and have a look at their presents. Like, what did you think of this scene?
Their big surprise. So apparently Cody bought the three kids. So Aurora, Dayton, and Brianna, I guess. They bought them all motorized bikes?
Yes.
With helmets?
Yes.
And how much were those? I know you looked them up.
I did. I looked it up. And of course, Reddit is totally sleuthing. They're called Coleman something. And the base price for one of them is $850 or $900. So he's in each. So he's in at least $2,500 for just those three electric bikes or motorbikes or whatever they are, not to mention the mounds of Christmas presents under the tree.
Wow.
Yeah, so $2,500 to $2,700.
Wow.
In motorbikes.
But he said they weren't that expensive. They weren't even that expensive.
Because he's a liar. He's a chronic liar.
What a piece of shit.
Well, maybe they're not expensive to you if you're accustomed to having $10,000 paintings and $5,000 amethyst towers. Maybe it's nothing to you in a whole $5,000 Dickensian village.
Right.
$2,500 isn't a lot of money. And then juxtapose that with, again, Gabe and Garrison and Savannah and Hunter getting gift cards from Janelle because she can't afford anything. And did he send any presents over to the family? He did not.
He didn't even text them.
He didn't text Savannah.
He didn't even text Savannah. He didn't text anybody. Like he didn't even reach out to Janelle, Christine, none of their kids. Like nobody. He hasn't reached out to anybody but Robin and her kids. But then he buys them $2,500 worth of motorized bikes, plus that mound of fucking presents that they had behind the tree as well.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even believe the audacity. And for him to even say, while doing all of this big old grand gesture, for him to say that he doesn't have favorites. And that the kids are liars.
I know.
And that they actually aren't reaching out back to me. It's all their fault. It's everybody else's fault but me. It's like, whoa, dude.
He really doesn't care about his other kids.
No, he doesn't. It's sad.
I mean, I'm a parent, so I honestly, and I'm a healthy person, and I have emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
So I can't conceive of a world where I would ever want to hurt my children.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously as parents, we do hurt our kids, but then we make amends and we bring it back together and we make it healthy again. But like Cody knows his kids in the other houses are going to see this footage.
Right.
They're going to know that you sent nothing over for them for Christmas.
Right.
Savannah, who is not even of age, she's a minor, doesn't even get a phone call. She's going to see this footage.
And be sad.
How are you not humble and modest? How are you not talking about how you miss your entire family? But instead he's celebrating lavishly. And this doesn't even take into consideration the gifts that you know he got for Robin.
Oh, for
that are
sure.
probably many thousands more
Yep.
than what he spent on those kids. That's
Of
probably
course.
a $10,000 Christmas we are looking at.
Dude.
Absolutely. And do we think
Fucking
Mary
wow.
got anything?
No.
No.
No, she didn't get shit. She probably got like a coat from fucking Robin. Here's that coat for when you came over to my house and I had to keep you outside because I refused to bring the cameras in.
It's so
Fucking
it's so
wild.
Sad. And maybe this is kind of the moment where Mary starts to really, in an embodied way, understand, oh, these people don't give a crap. They don't give a crap
hope.
about me. They don't give a crap about the other kids in this family that I absolutely love. They don't give a crap about my sister wives. These people only care about themselves.
I hope it's a wake-up call for her. But Robin says these mountain bikes or these whatever, she says this is a way for Cody to compensate for the loss he's feeling for his kids. I'm like, is that what you're going to try and spin it as? That's what you're going to try and spin it as. Not as, I don't think this is appropriate because Cody's not talking or seeing any of his other children or his wives. I feel like it's going to send the wrong message. No, it's he's trying to compensate because he's brokenhearted.
Right, because he's in so much pain because his kids have rejected him, but also rejected me and my kids.
Yeah.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
So crazy.
Back at Janelle's Airbnb, Janelle informs us that she has told her children that she did get into a massive argument with her husband and that they're probably not going to recover from this.
Yeah.
And this is where she says something like, the kids kind of knew that this was coming and they've been telling me for a while that I deserve better than the situation that I'm currently in. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Janelle.
Yes. The kids have been seeing it for a lot longer than the wives have been seeing it. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
I
mean,
knew.
I remember growing up in an abusive household and trying to talk to my mother as a teenager, as a young kid, even as an older person, like early 20s, trying to talk my mother into getting out of the situation and taking care of herself. I did that for many, many years.
Yeah.
And she never really listened. You've got to come to that choice on your own.
Right.
It seems like Janelle is finally coming to this choice on her own.
Yeah.
And her kids are probably like, fuck, finally, Mom. Get some self-respect.
Honestly, find yourself a cowboy.
Yes.
Or a cowgirl.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Next, we get into. Oh, no. Do we want to talk about the crepes? Jesus Christ.
Well, did you know crepes are not actually burritos? They're more French.
I didn't know that.
Not Mexican.
Most people don't know that. God, how dumb.
He has
What
to
a
mansplain to
filler
us.
segment. What did we need to see all of that? And let's also talk about Ari and Solomon on the couch. Like, they're kids. I'm not coming after kids. I'm just going to say, with as much emotion as possible, TLC, if you're watching, I don't need to see Ari and Saul on the couch talking about their life. I don't need to see Cody and Robin in their hoarder house making crepes and talking about how Cody likes his crepes and how Cody eats it like a burrito. Nobody cares about this. We care about the shit that's happening behind the scenes in this family.
Seriously. This is what I mean by like, this was a Cody and Robin produced moment. And even Ari and Saul were totally fucking scripted. Did you even catch that? Like, they were so scripted and they were just trying to remember their lines. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. I don't want to see these two little peanuts talk in a fucking language that doesn't make any fucking sense. sense. Like they're just blabbing about nothing because Robin's like, this is what you got to say when the camera's on you. This is what you got to say. This is the little script that we're going to say.
I don't want TLC to think that any of us want this.
No, I don't want it at all.
I could care less about Cody and Robin. I only care about them as it concerns and intersects with what is happening with Mary, Janelle, and Christine.
Yeah.
Their opinions, their actions. That's what I'm interested in. I am not interested in your phony family.
Facts.
Sorry, no offense, they're kids, but I fucking all y'all. She had a binky in her mouth.
I know.
Let's talk about the binky in her mouth.
She's like
all
7.
of these kids are strange. Ariella has a binky. She has a pacifier in her mouth, and at the time of this filming, I do believe she was 5 or 6 years old. It doesn't matter. I think if you're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
old.
and you've got a pacifier, there's something going on with the parenting of this child. And I'm like, in what world, under what theory does Robin think this is okay? Because that pacifier can screw up her palate, her teeth, her speech. And if you notice, she has a lisp. She has a pretty strong lisp. I think it's because of the binky.
Oh, 100% is because of the binky. And we actually had a follower on Instagram. Can I pull it up?
Sure.
So we had a follower on Instagram named Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia.
She reached out and she said, oh my God, the binky is so bad for your teeth by And Airways. I'm a hygienist. But aside from that, how fucking weird. And she said that my hairdresser here, because she lives in Flagstaff as well, my hairdresser here does Christine's color and haircut when she comes to Flag, and she sees her, and I think Janelle's what she says, but Mary has never came back. So she thinks that maybe Mary moved or doesn't live in Flagstaff anymore, but she doesn't even go to the hairstylist anymore that Christine and Janelle went to.
Does she go to any hairstylist? Do you remember that episode? She had a piece of hair sticking straight out of her
Every
head.
episode it's like that.
It's pretty bad, but that's very interesting.
Yeah, but it's bad for her airways too, Ariella, for her fucking binky.
Well, I, of course, immediately went onto Reddit, and there's a lot of discussions about the pacifier, and people were saying that there's, I guess, rumors out there that Robin just can't handle when Ariella has a tantrum because she doesn't have her pacifier.
Oh my God, grow up.
She doesn't know how to handle it, and so she would prefer not to. She sleeps with it. She has it all the time. And now you're fucking up her palate, her airways, her teeth, and her speech. And
because
so I hope
you don't want to be a
yourself.
parent.
And I mean, wouldn't you even think about how this is going to appear on national television? Even if you're letting your child have a pacifier at 5 or 6 years old, wouldn't you maybe take the pacifier out while you're being filmed and going to be on national television? Because moms across the world are going to have some shit to say about that.
Are going to comment about it. So now it's not your eyebrows, but now we're going to comment about how you parent your children or lack thereof.
Yes.
It's like, well, you don't want to deal with the tantrums, but what are you really dealing with? Don't you still have a nanny?
Yeah. Good point.
Why can't you have the nanny deal with that, right?
Oh my goodness. Well, this is a great place to take a break. We have a lot more to discuss though, because we've got to get back to Nathan and Cody and their private conversation on camera in the car. If you are watching on YouTube though, and you want to hear this entire audio podcast, all you got to do is look up Reality TV Cringe on your favorite podcast platform, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, and if you want the full video version uncensored, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/realitytvcringe.